Hello and welcome everyone to day 53 of the Great Invocation Challenge. And like I said, we will be continuing this series till Guru Purnima. So thank you so much for joining. And today I have a very interesting topic to cover. But yeah, a very interesting topic to cover. And the topic is sensitivity versus or being emotional and being narcissist. Okay, so recently, it happens that, when you're going through these YouTube shorts or Instagram shorts and you're liking some kind of videos, you get a trail of or chain of videos that are recommended to you, or they start showing up in your feed. And lately, I was just trying to understand the term when people say I'm too emotional, I'm sensitive. There is a fine line between when people become overtly sensitive or overtly emotional with respect to their issues and problems, whereas being numb or being, uh, you can say, numb or not very attentive to other people's problems. Now, it is interesting because we understand if a person is sensitive, like for me, in my family, where I was considered an emotional child. And it was very difficult for me to see other people's pain. I could not see people in suffering. I could not hear people being loud. I could not hear, or, it was very, very shocking for me when somebody, could be mean. I just couldn't understand why people are mean and how can they be mean, to people around them. So for me, all of these things were very heartbreaking. Somehow I used to feel that because I came from a family, so my dad, my father, my mother, and the upbringing that we had, as we were two girls. So in our home, there were never conversations, or very less um, discrimination between gender. There was very less discrimination between what girls can do, what they can't do. Like, yeah, but that even little when it came up, it was really hurtful for me, because I always believe that, as human, we all have similar capabilities and we should be given similar opportunity and respect. Being the eldest daughter in my family, I had a say in a lot of family affairs, right? So I was the eldest daughter, and my father gave me due, you can say, share or due respect for the fact that I could contribute to some of the decisions that were happening in my family. I could take decisions with respect to my own life, and he considered me very, very responsible. And right, and once people trust you with responsibility, once people know that you can take care of yourself and you can take care of your well-being, it means a lot. Initially, it might feel to you that why is there not so much protection, or poking nose from the parents. But later I realized that my father, he was so confident about me, that I was given a lot of opportunities, and uh, I got a lot of opportunities, and it was always backed by my father. And I think changing families after marriage, and also being a healer, gave me a lot of exposure to families, to situations, to mentality of people, where I saw there was a lot of discrimination with respect to what a woman can do and what she cannot do, what a husband is supposed to take responsibility of. Respect has to be served on a platter, even though you don't deserve it, because probably you have a certain designation, a social designation, like you're a husband, or probably you are some elder relative. Although how mean you can be in your conversation, or how not inappropriate your languages, sometimes we just try to create those social, or create that social respect, just to ensure that there is decorum in a family. And probably I've seen a lot of it, not only my husband's side of the family, but also even on my side of the family, because my father was like 8 brothers and sisters, and then we had these huge 35 cousins. We are like 35 cousins on my father's side, and we are the youngest ones. Like me and my sister, we are the youngest ones. So there was a lot of observation that probably I went through, seeing the elder people in my family grow and how they treated their elders or the younger people in the family. So there was a lot of observation that happened. And like I said, I have always been very and observing and understanding of the fact that, and probably not conforming to the norms of the family. So initially it's like you grow up like that, and then probably the hardships that you face during your life, there is a lot of understanding of the world and the working of the world that you understand, and then you devise your own strategy to live a certain kind of life, right? So again, it is very important for your parents to make you feel that you are a responsible child. And when I say responsible child, even it's a responsibility on the child's side to not take advantage of the trust that the parents have on you, right? So like I said, the eldest daughter, and I'm born and brought up in Lucknow, and there is this place called Husainganj where we were born and brought up, and that place had a mohalla culture, and there was a lot of external restriction that I saw with respect to how girls were brought up in that area. However, within the confinement of our home, we were pretty secured, pretty taken care of and guarded from all the external situations that were outside. But yeah, I did get to see, the environment where, how women are basically, how they are seen as, how they are respected, and what is expected of them in the mohalla culture. And then the next part was like I did my engineering from a Muslim college. It's a it's a university now, and there was also a certain code of conduct that the women followed. And when I say engineering college, there were like 4 girls in my class initially when I joined the first year, and with around 46 boys. So a lot of you know discrimination that I got to see after I actually completed my 12th. And again, a lot of observation, and question like why this is happening, why do we have to do, why do you have to dress up in a certain way, why do you have to speak in a certain way. But I think it all added to my sensibilities, as to I understood like um what you are supposed to do in which situation. And I think that helped me study well for the 4 years in this Muslim university. And then when I went to Mumbai, again, it was a beautiful change, because I was in Mumbai, and you see how women are treated with the equal work opportunity in Mumbai, and the culture there. But again, yeah, there are so many things that happen that again make you feel that yeah, you need to be very, very responsible as a woman. If you're ambitious as a woman, when you are successful in your head in some way, there is a certain kind of body language, there's a certain kind of confidence that is expected of you, and that grooms you for your role forward. And you evolve into a better human being, you evolve into a better woman. So all of that happened, and then probably I did my engineering, my MBA, and then I got recruited within my first what do we say, campus interview. And while my campus interview was done on the first day, and then probably I got the job, I I always was fortunate, or you can say I was a good manifester. So I got my first job on the very first day of the campus, and then, or you can say not first day of the campus, but first interview that I sat in, I cleared that job interview, and became a part of TCS. And after that, people said that while I was doing my training in TCS, we were around 98 people in the batch of MBA, and I wanted to take up Lucknow, TCS Lucknow, as my first job location. And everybody said that this is not possible because Lucknow is a very small center, and when you choose a certain location, they don't give you. But thankfully, after the 30 days executive training, we got our results, and I was the only one placed in Lucknow. And I remember my first boss, how excited he was to introduce to me, to the center head of Lucknow at that point of time, that because his team got his first MBA students. So he was so excited. So, throughout, I think the kind of love and respect that I've received from, during my college, then my MBA, even, while doing my coaching and schooling, and then my job, I was like really grateful for the kind of um, acknowledgement of effort, acknowledgement of talent, and all that I received in my former years of, you can say, uh, job, and the grooming that I received, or the confidence that I got because of that. And within the first year, they started talking about sending me to on-site. And my very first on-site happened just like around 7 months after my marriage. And I flew to US for 5 months. And again, there I was the youngest consultant. And I got this amazing, amazing treatment from all the wonderful, co-workers we had in US. And, it was just amazing. But like I said, I have always been very sensitive. And when I say sensitive, it is not only sensitive to myself, but sensitive to other people. And as you know, healing can never be done by somebody who is not sensitive, or somebody who is, cannot understand the pain of other people, because healing requires certain amount of empathy in you, so that you can understand what the other person is going through, and you can accordingly bring that emotion within yourself while you are healing that person with love, forgiveness, with you can say empathy, right? So it was always there within me. And I don't talk about this thing, but like when I was 19 years old, I lost my mom, and her passing was also, it made me feel how small human beings are when it comes to the decision that God has to take for you. We are all very helpless when God has a plan for you, and you have nothing else but to surrender. However, because I was very close to Hanumanji, I always felt that there has to be a way, or they will listen, he will listen. And in my conversation with Hanumanji during that time, or he has been my go-to strength in the times of acute pain. Although I stopped talking about that incident in my life and closed up, because I didn't want to give more energy to the pain and sadness that basically, got into me after the passing of my mother. But yeah, it somewhere, just wrenched my heart, and I couldn't understand how can, you know, and actually there was a fear in me also. So while I was young, one of my close friends lost their father, and I still remember from the door of my drawing room, when I opened, I could see his father lying down in the opposite house, with with his legs facing towards us. And I was like so afraid that someday I will also be losing my parents. And that thought was like so scary. And I could feel so much, empathy for the boy, my friend, who had gone through such an early tragedy in his life of losing his father. But I don't know where this course is going, but I realized, one second. Okay, sorry for the break. So yeah, so okay, somewhere it is leading to somewhere. So when I saw his father passing away, he passed away because he was alcoholic, and yeah, he had a kidney failure. That's what I remember. And he went through a tough time. That boy went through a tough time. We were like, I think 16, 17 at that point of time. And I always thought that he has seen so much suffering in his family, and probably now the entire family will take, inspiration, or take a lesson that we don't have to go on that path, and save the family from any or further pain, right? That's what you expect. Like if you see something not so good happening in your family, or when you see something bad happening in a family, you try to learn from it, right? And I always thought that this would be the course of action that probably that family will be taking. However, um, it didn't happen. In the following years, we saw that they still continued. Like he grew up and he took up alcohol, and yeah, and the family kind of there was no lesson learned from it. And I always thought, how can that happen? You go through such a big trauma in your life, and you are seeing the suffering that has been caused, and then you end up creating a similar suffering for your family, right? So at such a young age, you're going through so much, and probably you should you should fight, with people who are creating such circumstances, because a loss of life um, at such young age for children to see is tremendously unfair, right? I would say unfair. No child needs to lose their parents at such young age, or no child needs to go through the pain that their parents have gone through. And it's also their parents' duty to protect the children from the pain, the harm that they have gone through or they have created in their life. Right? That is the small, like that is the responsibility that every parent need to take. And but that didn't happen. Okay. And probably the family, they did so many things, and then I saw that little person also getting into alcoholism, you know and all kind of addiction. And it made me sad, even thinking about such people. But through the course of my life, how small it is, but still a long way to go. But I kept on seeing that the people create suffering by not learning the lessons that their parents could not learn. Okay. And however, we are talking about sensitivity and narcissism in this episode of healing. But okay, well, this is what happens. Now, as a healer, what I have realized, that if in your childhood you go through a certain kind of abuse, or you are subjected to a certain kind of trauma, certain kind of detachment issues, certain kind of uh, distrust, loyalty issues. If you see in your family, at that point of time, you really hurt it, but then you start dreading it, and that becomes your point of attraction. And what it does to you is you also become a prototype or a mini version uh, to start off with of a similar situation. So most of the time it happens that if your father has been alcoholic, there are chances that you will become an alcoholic, or if you're a girl, you will marry an alcoholic. If your father or mother were abusive, there are chances that either you will become abusive or you will marry someone who will be abusive and exploit or take advantage of you, right? Now, this cycle or this pattern, if it exists in your life, or if you are seeing happening, you need to understand that this pattern will continue unless and until you consciously break this pattern. Okay? But what happens is, while you are seeing such patterns happening in your life, or you also become part of that pattern, you love playing the victim. Okay? So instead of healing a certain pattern, you start, becoming a part of that pattern and playing a victim. And when you start playing a victim, there are different stages to becoming the victim. So, some people say I'm overtly sensitive. So you are doing the same thing. So when I say, so for example, it could be, alcoholism. It could be parents who, or children who have attachment issues because their parents were not around them in their formative years, or they went through an environment where the parents did not respect each other, or there was physical, mental, domestic violence, or there was some kind of addiction that happened. So if children are exposed to unaware, unconscious parents who are basically trying to figure out their own lives, and no offense to the parents or to the children, but there are certain situations that you cannot navigate through because they are happening. So you can have a very abusive father-in-law or mother-in-law, and you have no choice but to be a part of that family. Sorry for the uh, break. Okay. So if you are part of that kind of family dynamics, um, and you've witnessed it, right? So you have two options. Either you become a part of that problem and you repeat that problem and struggle in your life, and you can call the entire world being against you just because you are not ready to take stand on that problem and instead participate in that problem as a victim. Or the other thing is you decide that you're going to heal that pattern and not submit, or not by not being submissive to probably that situation or creation of that issue in the life. Okay, so it is very, very important for us to understand which side do we want to take. Now, you will find people who will, in the name of being part of the problem or becoming the victim, start labeling themselves as overly sensitive, or probably playing the victim. In plain words, playing the victim. Okay. Now, when you're playing the victim, the thing is you are not wanting a solution. You are just wanting people to support that cycle of abuse that is going on for a long time in your life, because that has become a point of attraction. Okay. So it is your choice to participate in the drama of, probably, of that family abuse, or you can even, yeah, that family abuse, to put it simple and straight. Okay. Now, that is a choice. The other thing is, when you understand that you are going through a pattern, when you are repeating certain uh, not so good qualities or traits or patterns in your life that are somewhere taking inspiration from the family that you come from, it is your responsibility to heal it in all possible way. Okay, so being sensitive and doing nothing is not going to help you. So you can be sensitive, but if you're playing the victim, you will be part of the same problem, and you will continue to suffer again and again and again, because you are not choosing to become a part of the solution, rather you are giving in to that problem. Okay, now, so you have these emotional people who want to do nothing about the problem, but again become that problem. Then when you continue to do this for a long period of time, you basically, because you're practicing unconsciously, you are practicing that victimhood. Now, there is a thin borderline where probably you become a narcissist. And a narcissist is someone who is basically creating his or her own suffering and then blaming others for the outcome of it. Okay, so it's interesting. So you go through probably a family dynamics of suffering. You absorb the patterns, you absorb the suffering, you become the part of that problem, you act as a victim, and then you start blaming other people for being your abuser or for being somebody who is causing that suffering to you. Now, when somebody moves from being emotional to becoming a narcissist, so when you're emotional, probably, that you've opened some doors for people to come and help you out, because you are ready to take certain amount of responsibility for the situation that you're going through. But when, so there's this fine line, but when you step on the other side and you start becoming a narcissist, or you develop those narcissistic trait wherein you start playing manipulative games with the other people in your life, to get things or to get your way out. So, so probably, let's take, it could be cheating. So there are men who cheat, okay? And then there are men who continue to cheat again and again. Now, emotional people or sensitive people are, these are people probably they had a one night stand and they are apologetic about it and they want to mend ways, and there is a lot of forgiveness that goes through, and then they don't do it or they don't repeat those patterns again. They take responsibility. Basically they take responsibility of the problem that has happened in a relationship. Okay. Now, narcissistic people are they have these character flaws. They are aware of their character flaws, but they play victim, and they continue to play victim, and they will not want to take any responsibility of what has happened. And instead, they will keep blaming other people, their childhood, their relatives, whatever, for the problem that they are going through, instead of taking the responsibility and saying, sorry, I did this and I'm not going to do this again, and I take full responsibility of it. But instead, they will say, okay, I made this mistake, but this happened because of this person. It happened because of that person. It happened because I'm very sensitive. And, people like to, people like to be with me, and people get attracted to me. Although probably they are, setting the bait up for other people to fall in that trap, to take advantage of them. But they are so, tied up in their mind games that they are not even ready to see that if they stop this cycle of being a narcissist, they can live a better life. Because, overarching to everything, there is this law of karma. And even if you think nobody is watching, you have the law of karma is watching you, and you will be served your due again and again. Okay, so probably these people who are cheating or who are manipulating, They might be going through a lot of suffering in their life because they lose out their money, because they are physically hurt, or they get into some troubles which are like legal troubles, or people take advantage of them in a big way. But because they are um, so closed, uh, and so manipulative in their own little environment, cozy environment that they've created, that they are not able to see the repercussions of the actions that they are doing, causing suffering not only to themselves, but people who are close to them. And these are highly attention-seeking individuals, and they will do anything and they can blame anyone in their life for the situation that they have been creating time and again. Okay, now, so this is a clear difference between being sensitive. You can be sensitive, emotional, but you take responsibility and you work on it. Okay, you don't hold grudge with the dunya or the people who are around you, but you take responsibility and you heal from it, and you also help heal the other person who are involved in that situation. But a narcissist is a person who will not heal, because first of all, he thinks himself as a victim in his mind and continues to play manipulative games, manipulative lies, um, to a degree that the people who are involved are able to see what that person is up to. And once you are dealing with a narcissist and you've done your homework well, you will know how to suffocate that person in in his own game. And once you start suffocating that person in his or her own game, this person will throw all kind of tantrums to make you the villain of his or her story. Okay, and it would be very difficult for the other person to figure out as to what to do. But if you are in that kind of a relationship, trust me, once you understand, and I'm sure after a couple of times, once you've been betrayed, you've been treated not so well, you will know that this person is basically feeding off your attention. This person is feeding off your energy, and this person is feeding off your love. And the moment you cut ties with such toxic people, the moment you just side yourself from this narcissistic person, your life starts to improve, and this person will start withering, or drying up like a flower, to be put in a better word. So you would see that once you cut your energy ties from this person, you will feel good about yourself. You will start feeling more confident. You will start feeling your self-worth will improve. And once you start becoming confident, your self-worth improves, you will see this person kind of beaten up in his own game. And for a couple of months, he will try doing a lot of, putting up a lot of, you can say, drama, for the lack of a better word. But I would say, just do not give in to the drama that this person is creating, because it is good for him and it is also good for you. So mentally, emotionally, it is good for that person, because he needs to realize that in a relationship, if you are a husband and wife, manipulation will not work, because you are the only person who knows everything about that person, everything about that relationship, all the lies, all the tools that this person uses, what gaslighting is, what abuse is, like, what cheating is, till the time you've stayed with the narcissist, you will know in and out of all of these words that probably, you're seeing on Instagram nowadays. Okay. But you need to understand, if you do not have an option to leave this person, you will definitely have an option to cut off energy with that person. And today in this session, I will be telling you how you can protect your energy and aura from a person who is narcissistic, who is feeding off your energy, using energetic tools. Okay. So if you have any questions, and if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, you can definitely post your comments, and I will try to address each one of them. And this topic is broad, and this topic is deep, because a lot of women have gone through a lot of suffering, and because of all of this. But if you've been brought up well, if you are a strong woman at the core, I'm sure you will be able to see the manipulation, the lies, the facade that this person creates in a relationship to get your attention, to get what he wants through manipulation. And if you are ready to face it, if you're ready to, if you're ready not to budge from the things that he's throwing at you or she's throwing at you, you will be able to set things straight. Okay, come on, let's do it now. So with that thing, let's work on a technique. So just close your eyes. We will invoke to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to the great Buddha Padmasambhav, to all the holy Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, to my spiritual teacher and all the spiritual teachers, holy gurus, holy master saints, archangels, holy angels. We invoke for your divine love, light, and power, divine healing energies, inner healing, physical healing, the blessings of mercy, compassion, the blessings of strength, the blessings of accurate perception and correct expression. We invoke for your divine protection. We invoke for your divine mercy. We invoke for a long life, for physical, mental, emotional well-being. We invoke for abundance, prosperity, and immense success. We also invoke for the blessings of spirituality and spiritual illumination. In full faith, we thank you. With deep gratitude, tremendous respect, and lots of love, we thank you all in full faith. So be it, so be it, so it is. Okay? So be aware that you are connected from the top of your head, you are connected with an infinite source of divine energy, and from your heart, you are connected with the feelings of love, gratitude, and happiness and joy. Be aware that before this person in your life, the narcissist in your life, or this person who is manipulative in your life, be aware that what love meant to you. Okay? What love means to you. If you have a good, happy relationship with your parents or your children, be aware of that relationship. Be aware of the love and joy that your children, your parents, your siblings bring into your life. And be aware how valued they've made you feel, and how valued you are as a person without or in the absence of this narcissist. Take a deep breath. Mentally affirm, I am enough. I am enough. And as you say that, be aware that you do not need an external validation to be good. You do not need an external validation or even forgiveness from this person, okay? Physically. Be aware that the bad that this person has brought into your life, there is karma, the lords of karma watching the two of you, and also taking note of all the not so good things that have been done in this relationship. And I want you to just understand that although your suffering may be physical, mental, or emotional, but at the spiritual level, there is a larger karmic observation that is being taken care of. And if you've had enough of your suffering, and if you've learned your lesson, your life is now going to become smooth. Be aware that in the eyes of God, there is no impartiality, and justice is always served. And when I say justice, it may not be, you may not require a justice in the court, through divorce or through separation or through any legal terms, but justice will be served in your relationship. It can come with peace of mind. It can come with, uh, healing of the heart. So just be aware of the relationship that you have with this person. And I'm not going to label this person as narcissist again and again in this um, meditation, because many of the time people are not even aware that the game of manipulation that they play within the family, the biggest losers are they themselves and not the other person who has chosen to help you out or be a part of your so-called love story. Okay, so just be aware. Visualize this person in front of you and be aware that this person at a soul level is also a child of God, although misguided, misleaded by his or her intention. And the suffering that this person is going through is real suffering, but the suffering is created by him or her. So instead of thinking that the suffering is because of you, be aware that this suffering was created by this person through his action, words, thoughts, through his point of attraction. And as you start seeing this, you are relieved of your own pain. You are relieved of your own suffering, because now you don't feel as if you are the abuser. You are able to see. So I want you to observe this person, observe all the incidents that have happened, in your relationship. And visualize all of these events in front of you. You can visualize a small whiteboard and you can project all the suffering that has happened in your relationship, maybe your marriage, or if that person is a co-worker or close to you. Just project the suffering, the pain that has, the painful events that have taken between the two of you, and just project them on the whiteboard. You can take that person's name mentally in your mind and then just project the suffering on the whiteboard. Touch your heart, touch your crown. Use your hands to project. And be aware of any such patterns that are also part of your life, in case you are creating these patterns with this abuser, with this narcissist in your life. And just project it on the whiteboard. Now use 3 fingers of your left hand, put it on your ajna, and use your right hand as a duster. Okay, so it has electric violet light, and you now erase these incidents. Don't erase the person, erase the incidents, the activities, the events, the emotional exchange, the heated arguments, whatever, the bad times with this person. Just erase, erase, erase. With the blessings of God, with the blessings of my teacher and his teacher, all is possible. Disintegrate, disintegrate, disintegrate. Erase, disintegrate, erase, disintegrate, disintegrate, disintegrate. Okay. You might take some time. You can visit this video again and do this activity. Also, you can do it every night, and cut ties. So once you're done, now just disconnect, cut, cut, cut. Okay. And now visualize a plain whiteboard in front of you. And I want you to project the opposite, or the kind of relationship that you want in your life. And I don't want you to see that person, because for some people you may not go back to that abuser. And after doing this healing, probably it will be end of the your relationship with that person. Maybe you separate, or you just go different ways, just in case it's not a permanent relationship. So good for you. For those of you who are still in a bad marriage, or you can say you choose to continue with this person, that's okay. Not everybody is meant to uh, part ways or have divorces or separation, which is all right. That's how things are meant for you. So you just bless. Even you don't see that person in front of you, because it can generate a sad emotion. So I want you to create situations where you feel happy, you feel safe, where your children feel safe, where your family feels safe. So you just think about those emotions, the emotions of safety, the emotions of growth, happiness, joy, the emotions of happiness, love, bliss, togetherness, what it does to you. Drop the person. Okay. Just bless yourself with the blessings of healing, inner healing, physical healing, the blessings of inner forgiveness, the blessings of compassion, waves of sweetness, waves of joy, waves of love, and immense emotional and mental strength, spiritual strength. May you be blessed so that you do not make any mistake. There is a tendency to do the same thing as was done to you, but refrain from, creating more karma with this person, and let this person go through his own karma and dharma. And whatever suffering that this person has created for himself and the family will come back to him many, many times, and you can't do much about it. Instead, just have compassion. And whatever you did to me, although you think that you will get away with it, but that's not how the universe works. There are a lot of karmas that are watching, and there is truth, which is not quoted by your version of reality, not my version of the reality, but there is the absolute truth. So may God and the higher beings see that absolute truth and serve the justice, serve the karmic lesson to both of us accordingly, so that we may evolve into our better versions. So be it, so be it, so it is. Be aware that there is karma involved in a relationship with a narcissist. Okay, sorry, I will not take that name, but with a person who is emotionally, mentally abusive and acts as a victim. Okay, so just be aware that there are a lot of karma involved, and I bless you with a lot of compassion and mercy and healing, and I forgive you. And I also ask for forgiveness in case I've hurt you in any way. I did not meant to, but it happened, so I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And I also forgive you, and may you find your peace, and may you find the right kind of relationship. Um, or if you are in this, if you choose to stay in this relationship, may you find the right reasons. So be it so. It is. Cut, cut 3 times, cut, cut, cut. Ties so that all the negative emotional cords attached with this person are disintegrated, and there is no more exchange of lower emotions, because again, anger binds you. Okay, anger, resentment binds two souls, and you don't want to be binded by anger and resentment. You want to be binded by love. Okay, so stop giving energy to that person which is low in vibration, because otherwise you create stronger sad ties. Okay, okay, wonderful. So you're doing great, and you can revisit this technique and continue to do this, like, for 21 days. And I'm sure, it'll bring a lot of healing. Now we will move on. It's been a long session, so let's go to the great invocation. We will chant the Vajra Guru mantra 7 times and then chant the great invocation. Now, we did a 108 Vajra Guru mantra yesterday. Now, for me personally, I see this as a mantra of protection from evil. And, all that this one person brings into your life, the overtly sensitive, one-sided, overtly sensitive person, brings to your life, you need divine protection from all the potential harm, psychic garbage that is thrown on you time and again, because you're part of that person's life, and you're not giving to this person's tantrum, you're not giving into this person's manipulation. So a lot of psychic garbage will be thrown at you, and so you really need divine protection. So we will chant the great uh, the Vajra Guru mantra that will create an aura or an energy of protection, and also transmute the energies from that are being projected by this person to you into loving kindness and compassion. Okay. So just close your eyes, be aware of your connection from the top of your head, be aware of your connection from the base of your feet, and feel a perfect balance of the energies of the Divine Father, Divine Mother flowing through you. Be aware of the energy of Guru Padma Sambhav. Be aware of the energy of the mantra. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padme Siddhi Hum. 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 ओम आहूम वज्र गुरु पद्मे सिद्धि हूँ। ओम आहूम वज्र गुरु पद्मे सिद्धि हूँ। ओम आहूम वज्र गुरु पद्मे सिद्धि हूँ. We chanted 11 times. Be still, be aware. Put your hands in the blessing position. Visualize a small earth in front of you. The great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. May the great teacher return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the holy masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the will to do good descend on earth. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light, love, and power manifest and restore the divine plan on earth. We will chant Om Mani Padme Hum, the mantra of compassion and mercy. And we will project this compassion and mercy to all the people who are so unaware, people like this person on this planet who are basically destroying their own families, destroying their own people through their manipulation, through their lies. May all of them be blessed with compassion and mercy at all levels. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. May all people be divinely blessed by the wisdom and compassion of the great Buddhas. May all of them be blessed with enough forgiveness, with understanding, with accurate perception and correct expression to be able to see their own mistakes carefully and to be able to heal and transmute them. So be it, so be it, so it is. May all the people who are going through this kind of abuse in their relationships, in their marriages, in their family, may all of these people be divinely blessed by the light, love, and power of God. May they be soothed. May they be soothed and healed of their pain. May they be blessed with compassionate, purifying light. May all these people be divinely blessed by the Lord of Karma so that they are able to see the situation that they have created by virtue of gaslighting, manipulation, lies. So be it, so be it, so it is. May there be forgiveness, may there be pardon, may there be divine healing. So be it at all levels. Let us bless our families, our loved ones, and all the people who are going through any kind of mental, emotional, physical abuse in this world. All of you be divinely blessed. May the mercy and compassion of the Supreme God heal you at all levels. May you get the required support, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual support in your life, to be able to not surrender, but to rise like the phoenix from this kind of an abuse. So be it, so be it, so it is. May you be blessed with waves of sweetness, waves of love, waves of inner healing, waves of compassion. So be it. Let us give thanks to the Supreme God. We thank you to all the great, great ones. We thank you all for your priceless blessings, especially Guru Padma Sambhava. Thank you. Thank you for protecting us from the demons who live like humans. Thank you. Thank you so much for protecting us, for taking care of us, for your blessings. Thank you so much. In full faith, we thank you. The excess energies that your body cannot hold, please ground them into the Mother Earth. May Mother Earth be healed. May Mother Earth be regenerated, revitalized. Blessings be to our Mother. Once you're done, open your eyes with a big, big smile. Okay, I hope you like this meditation, and there's a lot that probably I've said. But yeah, it is not easy being in a relationship with somebody who's so self-obsessed that he's not even able to see the problems, the pain that he or she is inflicting upon his own people, and there is no such close relationship as the relationship of a spouse, and there is no such pure relationship as a relationship of a father or the child. And if both of these relationships are being impacted by your manipulation, by your gaslighting, by your lies, trust me, it is not worth playing the game. And if you still, if you know such people, if you have somebody in in your family like that, if you know a friend who is like that, I really urge out to all of you that instead of supporting such people, it is your duty to help them heal by letting them know the damage that they are creating, not only for themselves but for their own families. And if you create wounded families, they are continue to again repeat the patterns of the abuse that has already been part of a generation, and it will continue to hurt not only you but the coming generation. So you need to take a firm stand to stop such people from creating that suffering in your life and in the life of the people that they love. So for all the women probably who are like a shoulder for the narcissists, trust me, you're not doing any good but a lot of harm to yourself by again being manipulated by such men or such women. Okay, so keep your eyes and ears open. There is a very fine line between being sensitive and being a narcissist, playing the victim and being the victim. So be wise. I share this message with all the girls, all the women, who are in a relationship like that or who can get into such a relationship. So hope this meditation helps you heal and also kind of stops you from creating that cycle in your life. Okay, so thank you. God bless. We'll connect again tomorrow.